June 10th was the first Kingdom Hearts Orchestra World Tour concert in the US, and at the end of the concert, series director Tetsuya Nomura came out and delivered some bad news, but also some great news. The bad news was that unfortunately Kingdom Hearts 3 would not be at E3 this year, but he gave some good news as well. The first being a patch for our 1.5 and 2.5 collection that fixes some of the problems that were in the game, like the save, crashes, and other things. The patch also brought a theater mode for Kingdom Hearts Final Mix and added a new scene in the 358 by 2 days cinematic experience. But the biggest piece of news was that he showed a new Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, where the orchestra played the music for it. Here is my analysis of the new trailer. We start the trailer off with some text. Don't assume your dreams are just fantasy. If you can imagine a world, believe in it and dive in. I wonder if these words will have something to do with the game or if they are just used to bring up the next scene, which is Sora diving into Mount Olympus. There are a few things to point out here. The first being that Sora is in his new clothes, so we know that this takes place after his first time coming to the world, because as we saw in 0.2 and other trailers, he is still in his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit. The next thing to point out is that Hercules is in the party, and you still have Donald and Goofy with you. So now we finally have a 4-member party. And I say this with every trailer, but the HUD portraits are so good and keep evolving, and I just love how they change when you are going into battle. So where's Sora diving into? Into a group of Heartless. We see Soldier Heartless and the new kind of Heartless that we saw in trailers before. Now you see that the attack has changed to a dive attack, so this attack that he delivers is quite a big attack. He continued the attacks to build up the meter, and now we are able to use the command counter shield, which is activated as we see Sora's clothes change into guard form and the Keyblade changes into a shield. An interesting thing to point out is that when Sora dove down, he had the Kingdom Key Keyblade, but when we see the fight on the ground, he has a different Keyblade, the one with Zeus on the blade. So we might get this Keyblade after our first visit, so this is another point to this being like a second visit to Olympus Coliseum. We don't see too much in terms of fighting yet, but we do see attack change to counter slash, and we see it unleash his stand cry, "Ora, ora, ora." That just looks so amazing. Now we see some moves in guard form before Sora goes into shot lock, and we see the options of 2 attacks. I believe this one is unleashed, while in previous trailers we saw flow chain. The unleashed attack is so crazy, and I don't think we've seen the whole attack just yet. We then cut to a new area, and Sora is in a new form called Second Form, and he looks to be in his Kingdom Hearts 2 clothes and doing his moves like Magnet Spiral. This could be like how Limit Form was in Kingdom Hearts 2. We then see Sora and Goofy doing a limit move as Sora tosses Goofy to cause an explosion, and we see Hercules when Sora lands, and he just looks so good. Like this, all the graphics are looking top notch here. We then see not only different characters, but we see a new story cutscene where Pete and Maleficent coming from a corridor of darkness, and they look great. Like seriously, Pete just looks amazing. And they are talking to Hades, who also looks amazing. Just like I said, the graphics are just astounding in these cutscenes and in the game as well. Hades is saying that he doesn't really remember Pete doing any memorable favors and points them to the exit, having none of the stuff that they are offering. But Maleficent doesn't want to help him. Instead, they are looking for information about a distinctive black box. And the only one I can think of is the box that Lucio has when he got it from the Master of Masters. Now my question is, how and when did Maleficent learn about the black box? And does she know what's in the black box? Because as far as we know, the only people that know what's in the black box are the Master and Lucio. But I'm really interested to see, and I hope we find out. I hope they at some point tell us how Maleficent found out about the box, and I hope that we find out what's in the black box as well. We then see Sora running up a mountain in his Kingdom Hearts 2 clothes, and the rain just looks amazing and how it shines on Sora. I think this could be like the first visit where since we are in our old clothes, this could be like the trial that Sora has to go through in order to get his strength back. We then see at the top of the mountain is the Rock Titan throwing a rock down at Sora, and the effect of the walkway breaking when the rock connects is just amazing. And we see Sora fighting Heartless on the mountain, and he has the abilities of the Gaz spells, as we saw him use Thundaga, and it just looks fantastic, especially in this rain. We then see the command bar build up, and Sora can either use Blazaza, Faraza, and go into second form. So we must unlock second form early on for this, or that this form is associated with the Kingdom Key, kind of like how the counter shield was connected to that Olympus Keyblade with Zeus on it. We move to inside a building, now find more Heartless and different ones. We see one that looks like an updated version of the Green Requiem from Kingdom Hearts, and Sora unleashes a devastating Aeroga. We then see Sora do an impressive move in Counter Shield, and look at the heart just floating in the sky from the defeated Heartless. It just looks so fantastic. We then see Sora change into his second form, and now we get to see second form in action, doing some sick moves, and eventually he builds up the meter and unleashes Sonic Blade in the sky. That's just amazing that we were able to do an Air Sonic Blade. We then see some of the flow motion being shown off. Not too much about it. It's kind of similar how it was in 0.2 and not so much as it was in Dream Drop Distance. We move back to the mountain and we see Sora running up the mountain in the rain to the Rock Titan, and rocks falling down, kind of similar to one of the early trailers that we saw. Sora is again showing off some flow motion attacks. I can just already tell that this is going to be one very interesting battle. Then this scene right here, we see Xemnas and Ansem talking to Sora in front of the mansion in Twilight Town. Now, when I first saw this trailer, I thought they were going to try to get Sora as the 13th vessel again. But instead, Xemnas is asking Sora how does he plan to bring Roxas back when he shouldn't have existed in the first place. And that the only way to accomplish this is if Sora calls upon the darkness. Now, who knows when this scene takes place, but it's so beautiful and both Xemnas and Ansem look great. It has me wondering, how does Sora plan to bring Roxas back? Since in order for Roxas to come back, Sora would have to sacrifice himself again, but maybe with the power of darkness there could be another way. This could also be a trap by the organization to make Sora into their last vessel though. And I just love this scene where Xemnas is pointing at Sora, and the look on his face is great, and Donald and Goofy's stance and faces look amazing as well. We then see the awesome new way the logo comes in, and it's just so beautiful. It's fantastic how they updated that. And then there's one final message that appears. We don't have to wait too long for the next trailer, as we will see a new trailer and a new world be revealed at D23 on July 15th, and a silhouette of Sora holding a transformed Keyblade. I have a feeling that this is a hint as to what the new world is going to be. It looks like a drill, or it could be something else, but my guesses for the new world will either be Toy Story, Wreck-It Ralph, or Treasure Planet. Now, through the whole of the trailer, we listened to a different song instead of Rage Awakening. It was the boss music for the final boss in 0.2 Orchestra version, and it's just so beautiful. One more thing about the D23 trailer, Nomura said that it will be longer than the one we just saw, and that he will have some final information about Kingdom Hearts 3 at the event. Now, that could be a loose translation, but I do feel like we will get a solid release date this year, either at D23 or possibly TGS. I'll even be happy with just a release year, in all honesty. Well, that is my take on the trailer. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you want to watch the trailer or my reaction to watching the trailer for the first time, links for those videos will be in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching once again, and I want to know what world do you think will be revealed at D23, and if you think we will get a release date as well, or will that come later in the year? Let me know. I hope this video got you thinking and hyped about Kingdom Hearts 3, and I hope you enjoyed everything that came out of E3 this year. Thank you all so much for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next video.